students, once again a very warm welcome to the English world of Aradhya. Myself Rasmin sir, imparting knowledge of English to the students of 9 to 12 standard in English medium. Students, in my previous videos we have already taken your fifth lesson. The title of the lesson is The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkhiwala. Now this particular lesson was an article published in the Indian Express in the year 1994. Okay, and in that article, Nani Palkhiwala has just drawn the attention of the people of the world to the degrading environment, and he has also shown certain data to us. Okay, according to those data, what the Earth's condition is going to take place, how is the Earth's condition at present, and that's why Earth has been considered as an ailing planet. Okay, it is also considered as a living organism which has its own metabolic needs, okay, and its requirements. So its requirements now man has realized should be respected and preserved. Okay, if we don't save the environment, we will invite our own death. That is, so far we have discussed. And finally we came to the point that we want development, but what sort of development? Sustainable development. We don't want development when a newborn baby also finds it very difficult to take breath to survive in this world. So sustainable development they had talked about, and lastly when we stopped, the Grand Commission raised a question: are we going to leave our successor a scorched planet of advancing deserts and impoverished landscape and degraded environment? So that question was raised: are we going to give that sort of earth to our coming generation? Okay, from there we will continue, students. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, remember name of the author and the book's name, The Global Economic Prospect, written by Mr. Lester S. R. Brown, okay, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. Okay, and they form the foundation of the global economic systems. Okay, so principal biological systems you see: fisheries, forest, cropland, and grassland. Okay, fisheries provide seafood and other things to the people, and by selling those fish and other seafood, people earn. So that also forms a this one part of the economic system of the world. Then forest, from forest we get so many products, and that's why it has been made compulsory that every country should have at least 33% of the forest area. Okay, but in India also we don't have that much. In some states you see they have more than 30%, but in the other states it is below 10%. So that is of a great concern. Then cropland, that is also important because cropland provides our food, grains, vegetables, cereals, pulses, all those things are provided by the cropland. And grassland is also necessary for the animals. Okay, cattle, they eat grass only, and in return they give their milk and flesh to the people. So students, all these four systems are very much necessary to survive the life on the earth. Okay, if one or two out of them get extinct, then what will happen? Then students, it will be difficult for many living organisms to survive, and that's why we find so many species of the earlier animals and birds extinct now. Okay, we don't find even a single pair of it on the earth. All of them have become extinct. So now very few are left, students, very few, I just say very few, but this sort of environment is affecting many more species of the world. Okay, so we will talk about them later. Right now we will focus on these four economic systems. How are they depleted? How are they destroyed by the man? Okay, in addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. Okay students, I have already told you that in these four systems we don't include the minerals. So petroleum and the other minerals we don't include in this, but these four industries only mainly provide the raw materials. Also they provide our food as well as raw material for the different industries. So if these four systems are not there, then industries also will stop. Once industries stop, then you see how many people are working in different industries. So how many industries will be shut down, and because of that, how many people will be jobless? So that would be a critical situation for so many human beings. Okay. So in large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. Okay. If you check on large areas of the world, you see humans are just going to claim certain things. They don't think about the coming generations, what they will leave for the coming generation. They also don't think about the other living organisms, other species of life on the earth. Wherever they find empty land or certain land, they feel that no, let us use this land. Even farmers, you see, for last few years, they have been selling their farms to the builders, and builders in those farms create what? Residential areas. So that much cropland is gone. So students, if you remember, just after independence, India had to import grains, milk products, edible oil, and many such things from the countries like UK, America, and Australia. Then we made green revolution. So now we grow enough, which can be enough for all the countrymen, and we also export them. Certain grains, certain crops, we export outside also. But if like this, all the farms, or even 20% farms, 30% farms are also sold out to the builders. So that much cropland is gone. Then again, that situation might come where we have to import the things from the other countries, import the grains also from the other countries instead of exporting. Understood? So students, that's why it is said that human claims are reaching an unsustainable level. Okay, a point where their productivity is being impaired. Okay, some farms are sold, and sometimes the farmers and other people, they just go on taking one after the other crops without giving rest to the land. Normal criteria is what? When you take two big crops, between two big crops, keep some break. Let the land get back its fertility. Then only it will get ready to produce new crops. Or they will take one minor crop between two major crops. But here, farmers or the other people you see, they go on exploiting this earth into such an level that earth also loses its fertility. Its fertility is impaired. Okay, students. So its fertility is impaired, damaged. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. Okay. So students, here it is said that when human is showing his claim on all these biological systems, then they are destroyed or they are depleted to a great extent. Okay, fisheries collapse. If they go on overfishing, then what will happen? For few years they can continue for overfishing, then later on they may not find any fish in the sea. So the future generation will be without this food. Future generations or the people of future will be without the jobs in these fisheries. Similarly, forests also are just exploited that way, or forests are also cut down just to create the residential area or some other thing. Then also in future, maybe you may not get even pure oxygen, because trees are necessary to provide us pure oxygen. Because in city you see, because of the vehicle smokes and other pollutants, the environment is so much polluted that people don't get pure air to breathe. Understood? So students, these are big questions. Okay, we may not think about them, but these are big questions. And then I also told you, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wasteland. Okay, grasslands, once they are not taken care of, then they will be barren land where nothing is growing. Okay, so all those animals, what we say, herbivores, they will struggle to get their food. And croplands also deteriorate if they go on taking the crop one after the other, one after the other, without thinking about the fertility of the earth. Then what will happen? The cropland also will deteriorate. Then it will be wastage for the coming generation, students. Okay, so in a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is a common everyday. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated yani destroyed. Okay, in order to procure firewood for cooking. Okay, that we can say that poor countries, the countries of Asia and Africa and Latin America, they are considered normally the poor countries or the backward countries. So there they have not got still in many parts they have not got this gas line. Okay, or the cylinders, gas cylinders. So they don't have any option. Finally, they have to use what? Firewood only as fuel to cook their food. So in poor countries, they go on cutting the trees this way, damaging the forest, okay, just to get the firewood for cooking. In some places, firewood has become so expensive. So since they don't have any option, the people who are selling firewood, they also charge them very heavily. So even firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. Very interesting line, students. What goes under the pot costs more than what goes inside the pot. So inside the pot, what you have to put? Some vegetables or something to cook. So its price is less than what you have put under the pot. Under the pot you have put what? Wood, fuel, wood as a fuel. So wood's cost is more than the vegetable or whatever you are cooking, that thing's cost. That is what this paragraph says, this particular line says. Okay. Since the tropical forest is the word, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. So students, you see, tropical forest means here, suppose this is your globe of the earth. Okay, from here the equator goes in the middle 0. And here 23 degrees. So this area is tropical world. Okay, if you go, this part is temperate zone and this is frigid zone. Okay, this is temperate, students, and this is frigid zone. So in frigid zone you hardly see any animals. In frigid zone means extremely cold regions where throughout the year it is cold, snow falling is there. Okay, North Pole, South Pole, and the area for the countries in those areas. So there you see sun rays are not reaching. So most of the year they are snow covered. So there you will find one or two animals, maybe polar bear or maybe seal or maybe penguin. Just 3-4 animals you can count. But when you come into this area, in this area you see how many species of animals and birds are available. We were already told earlier 1.4 million. Okay, students, earlier we were given that number. Their scientists have catalogued 1.4 million living species, and most of them are here in this region. So that's why this tropical area is known as the powerhouse of evolution. That is the area where most of the living organisms just evolved. Evolved यानी उनका विकास हुआ, बराबर. बाकी ये frigid zone में it's not possible, students. Okay. Now you see several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. So tropical areas, you see tropical forest is the main forest for these people's habitat. And if these forests are only just cut down, then what will happen? Then many living creatures will lose their natural dwellings, natural habitat. And that's how they will become extinct. उनका घर छीन लिया जाएगा, फिर वो कहाँ सेटल होंगे. Okay, so they will become extinct. Okay, it has been well said that forest precede mankind. Students, now again precede mankind. Interesting sentence. So mankind normally is considered as the last living organism living creature which came on this earth. Okay, in many holy books also it is said. In Bible, if you read the few chapters of the Bible, it is said. It is about the creation of the world. God created day and night, God created different planets, He created sun, and then He created different vegetations, and then He created different animals and birds, and finally He wanted somebody to rule over all this. So He created man in His own image. Understood? So man was the last creation of God. Understood? So before man, what was there? Before man, there were these forests. Okay, all the vegetation, natural vegetations. Deserts follow. Then you see after that, some areas are desert areas where nothing grows, only sand. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forest is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Students, here the number given is very important. 40 to 50 million means 1 million means 10 lakhs. So 40 to 50 millions means 400 to 500 million acres of land, okay, of the forest land are disappearing every year. In India it is 3.7, yani 37 lakhs acres of forest is disappearing in India every year. That we will see later on. So in the entire world, every year this much forest is destructed. Understood? And the growing use of dung for burning deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. Students, remember, earlier there were no chemical fertilizers. Okay? There was no urea or the other chemical fertilizers. So people, just to grow their crop, they would use only the cow dungs or the buffalo dungs as the natural fertilizers. Okay, but now students, what has happened? Now these dungs are used by the people as firewood. Okay, as fuel. Students, instead of firewood they are using cow dungs or dungs. So that dung which should go into the land for fertility, it is going as a fuel. So land is without that natural fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. Now students, you might wonder, we are in 2020 and here they say that time they had estimated in 1994 when this article was written. Before that they had estimated कि whatever fuel demand we require in 2000, in the year 2000, for that we will have to go for the five-fold efforts. यानी अभी जो एफर्ट्स कर रहे हैं उसका 5 गुना बढ़ा देना पड़ेगा. ओके, फॉरेस्ट एरिया उतना 5 गुना बढ़ा देना पड़ेगा, तब लोगों को 2000 के साल में जितना फ्यूल वुड चाहिए उतना हम दे पाएंगे. अंडरस्टूड? नाउ वी आर इन 2020. James Spath, the president of the World Resources Institute, said the other day, we were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. Okay, James Spath drew our attention to this fact कि हमको लगता है कि हम एक सेकंड में 1 एकड़ फॉरेस्ट खो रहे हैं, पर ये 1.5 एकड़ के करीब है. तो many of you might think कि सर अब 1 और 1.5 में क्या डिफरेंस? But when you count these points on a huge scale, it makes a lot of difference. Students, just you understand, somebody wants to sell his property in 100 crores. This is the price, 100 crores. And the broker says that he will take 1%. 1% means he will get what? 1 crore. But if the broker says that he wants 1.5 crores, 1.5%, then he will get what? 1 crore and 50 lakhs. So 50 lakhs कम लगते हैं. He increased his brokerage just by 0.5%. But because of that increase of 0.5%, he gets what? 50 lakhs more. So similarly, students, here we don't have to think of 1 point and 1.5. But on a huge scale, at the world level, how much forest is destructed, even when you think of zero point 0.5 more. Okay, now we are moving towards an important paragraph. It is about India. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Okay, Article 48A of the Constitution of India. इसमें कहा गया है कि it will be the responsibility of the government, state means the government, to protect the environment and safeguard the forest and wildlife. Okay, but what happens in India? India is a huge country with a lot of population. But what causes endless anguish? Anguish means pain. Is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced in India. Now, students, this is the reality. Laws are framed by the government, but they are hardly respected. Respected means obeyed, observed by the people. These days, you see, once again, this corona cases are increasing in our city. And for last many days, they have already given the circular that people should not move around without mask. Every day we listen to the news. In the news also it comes that police is collecting about 1 crore fine from the people. And then also you find people moving without masks. So that is a circular decided by the government, but people are not ready to obey. Understood, students? So here it is a critical thing. In the foreign countries, if you go, then mostly the laws are framed, and when they are implemented, people follow it. But here you see, here in India, most of the people take it for granted. Okay, social distancing should be maintained. But we find many leaders only, political leaders only, not following that. So that's why it is said that in India, laws are framed, but they are not respected or implemented properly. Okay. For instance, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability, and bonded labor shall be abolished. But they flourish shamelessly even after 4 years of the operation of the Constitution. So, Constitution came into existence on 26 January 1950. And this article was written in 1994. So that's why he says, in this 45 years, even after the constitution, these things which have been abolished, casteism, untouchability, bonded labor, then also you find it being practiced in many areas of India. Okay? In many areas you go, still people follow this casteism, untouchability, okay, for the lower class people, and also bonded labor. Okay. So that is an example. Just for an example, he says, a recent report of our Parliament's Estimate Committee has highlighted the near catastrophic depletion. Catastrophic depletion means disastrous destruction, okay, of India's forest over the last 4 decades. Okay, कि पिछले 40 सालों में, last 4 decades, 1 decade means 10 years, 4 decades means 40 years. So in last 40 years, how much forest have been depleted, destroyed by the people? Okay. India, according to reliable data, is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. I already told you when I was talking about those 400 and 500 lakhs of acres. So here 3.7 we are losing in India. That rate means 37 lakhs acres a year we are losing. Okay. Large areas officially designated as forest land are already virtually treeless. Now this is also reality. Government keeps certain allotted areas where the humans should not dwell. Okay, humans are forbidden to dwell over there. They are not allowed. Why? Because they have declared that this much area is a forest area. But when you go over there, you hardly find 4 or 5 trees. You might say, where is the forest? Forest should be covered with trees and other plants and bushes and all that. But you don't find any tree or bushes or such thing. So that is what told over here. If they are designated as forest area, and then also when you go there, you hardly find that area with trees or plants. They are virtually treeless. The actual loss of the forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by the government statistics. अंडरस्टूड स्टूडेंट्स? तो गवर्नमेंट ने जो आंकड़े बताए उस आंकड़े से देखे जाए तो एक्चुअली जो है वो उससे 8 गुना ज्यादा है स्टूडेंट्स. What government has shown, from that you just see, then the actual number is 8 times more than what government has shown. So government, it seems that government is also hiding certain things from us. Understood? So students, all these things are very important. Okay, I think we will wind up over here. In my next video we will see the last part, which is dragging our attention ki how population is affecting all these 4 principal biological systems and how we have created dangerous situations for our own existence. Okay students, so just go through this lesson once again. Stay fit, stay fine, have a good day. God bless you. Thank you.